YouTube, and today we were just casually streaming on Twitch, and a good buddy of mine requested a hitting tips video, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm just not gonna waste any time. Let's just get straight into it. Starting off, I'm using a custom roster. Search up JR_Strohs. Make sure you filter by online ID, and I'm using his custom practice roster. Let's go with, who's somebody that I use on my God Squad? Let's just use Murakami, for example. We're gonna go Otani. I'm gonna start practice over there. Now, I'm gonna practice on All-Star because that's where I'm currently on ranked seasons, because I'm playing on my alt account. That's not prevalent. Whatever difficulty you're playing on is probably what you're gonna want to practice on. Tutorial tips, doesn't matter, batting tip, yeah. Offense, make sure you're using analog for, oh wait, no, well, just, that is for base running, my bad. Swing input has to be buttons, hitting interface has to be zone. If you're not using zone, click off the video. Just do it. PCI anchor, I'll show you how to do this. I would set it to free. I don't know why it was on preset, but yeah, that's all preference to what y'all want. Alright, plate coverage indicator, aka PCI. Make sure that's on so you can see it. Now, for PCI settings, I personally like using the bat for All-Star. So for this video, I'm gonna be using the bat. I'll explain why in a second why I do that. No inner, no outer. Cyan for color. Sometimes I'll go yellow or sometimes I'll go white. Most often than not, I'll go cyan or cyan. Yeah, cyan, my bad. 60%, I would go 50, 60, or 70. If you want it where it's like not taking up too much of your screen and it's not distracting. I think 60 is very comfortable for me, so that's what I would rock with. PCI fade out, nothing at all. Guest pitch isn't relevant. Vibration on or off, up to you, don't care. The reason I like using the bat PCI is because you see this little dot in the middle of the PCI as I move it around. That's where you want to hit the ball. That, for me, signals that it's the barrel of the bat, that's the sweet spot of the bat, that's where I want to hit it with. So every time I try to aim that dot and get it to the ball. And if I don't do that, then I know I'm not making good swings. See, that was better. Another thing I would recommend with your PCI, if you like having an inner and or outer, so say you like rocking a center and inner, I would recommend wedge. This way, it's another mental reminder. You want to be able to hit with that circle on the ball. That's the sweet spot, like I mentioned. The wedge is these outer lines. That, to me, is you want to, if you're not going to be able to hit the barrel of the bat, you want to keep it in between those two curved lines kind of thing that are on the outsides. So you want to keep it within the lines. It's just a mental thing, especially if you're a beginner. Most of these tips are for you. If you maybe just like an outer, I would suggest either reverb or basic. We'll start with basic. Again, mental reminder. This is just a confidence thing. You have a bigger, I guess, surface area, as I hit perfect. You have a bigger surface area, but you still want to aim for that dot on your bat, but also keep it in the like parenthesis type line. You kind of see it? It looks a lot bigger. So maybe if you play on Hall of Fame or Legend and you're scared to see that your PCI is so small, maybe go to basic and it'll appear bigger, but it's really just a visual thing in my opinion. Same thing if you want to add an inner. I'm just going to use wedge as an example. Again, your perfect spot is going to be on the dot of the bat. Your lines, though, is kind of the mental key here. Sweet spot of the bat is that dot. It's all you really need to know. So I'm going to take this off so I know so we can actually get into the actual tips and tricks here. So, like I said, I like to run just the bat PCI. What I like to do is I like to sit a little bit inside. So I'll move my PCI around like this, set up inside, boom, follow the ball. My starting point is inside. I like to try not to get jammed on the inside pitches. And I'll show you that in a second as he throws an inside pitch. So if I just tell Ohtani to throw inside, he'll throw inside. So I just want him to throw inside. I do not care what pitches. I'm just going to tell him to throw inside. So once we do that, we just prepare. Boom, we're inside. That's a ball. It also helps with plate discipline. Sometimes I like to sit in custom practice, just move my PCI around, get comfortable. Once he starts, get to my spot, and I'll just track the ball. Work on bringing my PCI to the ball. You want to make sure your PCI gets to the spot before the ball does. But you have to pick up on the movement. It's tough. But once you kind of do this for so long, you'll kind of get the hang of it. PCI feedback down in the left-hand corner where it says your batter's name or whatnot. You've got like the little graphic. Okay. See, like that, kind of can pause and see that. Don't worry about that. Just don't. But at the same time, kind of use it as a tool. It'll tell you where your PCI is. So if you're pulling up, like here, I'll purposely do it. Come on, I need you to pitch this. I'll purposely yank my PCI up. See, like that? That's telling you, okay, we're getting on top of the ball, so maybe let's start the PCI a little bit higher up. See, that was pretty good. Still, maybe want to go up a little bit higher. That may be where your PCI anchor will come in. And for some reason, mine is not activating. Hold on. Yeah. So you can lock in a spot. Like if you want to start up here, you can start up here. And then adjust from there. Although I don't know if the free one is just not working. Oh no, it is working. It's just not showing the dots. So like here, I want to anchor up here. I can anchor up there. Anchoring just means you're starting your PCI there. So if I want to start all the way inside, it'll start in the inside for me. And then I can move it from there. It's helpful. I personally do not use it. I didn't last year being a top 800 player. I didn't use it. I just am able to track the ball a certain way to where I don't need to anchor the PCI. Sometimes, more like very rarely, I will. And that's when I know for a fact, okay, he's gonna throw this pitch at this location. That way I'm prepared for it and I can adjust if need be. See? That kind of thing. Nice and simple. Not really a key. If you're a new player, I highly recommend using the bat PCI. Even if you're a returning player and you've played in years past, I would still recommend the bat PCI. The way to find the bat PCI is your PCI center, make sure that's set to bat. It just is a nice visual for me, and I can kind of, okay, like, I need this part of my PCI to hit the ball. That being the barrel, and that being this dot on your bat PCI. So, sometimes, if you're struggling to hit a certain area of the plate, maybe start your PCI there. Like, I don't like to try to get beat inside, so I start my PCI there. If you're having trouble hitting outside pitches, maybe start your PCI out here and try to work like that. Now, for me, that is not comfortable. I won't do that. Even if you're sitting right dead middle, like I just did there, I would still suggest having your thumb on the thumbstick, on the edge of your thumbstick, so you're ready to move your PCI. So like here, sitting, thumb, and I can move it. I see I'm moving my PCI. I'm gonna sit middle, get ready to swing. There's a ball. So, you can put your thumb right like this, like right dead center, and that's what I personally do, because it's more comfortable for me and I feel like I have a bit more control of the thumbstick. So you'll see me do this a lot, just so I'm not getting like, I guess, stiff per se, and just staying loose. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm staying loose, waiting. He starts to pick up his stride. Boom, we get to our starting point. See, keep loose. He's getting set. Soon as he picks up that leg, we're gonna go right here. Bang. Know what I mean? So as soon as he starts to come forward to throw the pitch, that's when you want to get to your starting point. You don't want to start way inside like this, because then you just can't simply get to the ball, and you're gonna end up jamming yourself. Same like over here. You don't want to go as far as it will let you, because then you're gonna be way late on it, or your PCI is gonna be way off of it. That's never a good idea. Sometimes you can start high and in. Sometimes I'll do that. See? Usually I'll start somewhere on the inside of the plate, but not too far in. See how I'm way far in here? You don't want to do that. See what happens? I'm lucky. I was under that though. So maybe right on the black, because that's how you dot pitches. So let's start on the black. Better. But now you want to start like right up in here. That way you can still get to the middle of the plate. Like here, I'll show you. I'll have Ohtani just throw on the inside, not throw. Oh, there you go. Never mind. So let's have him throw right in the middle, like dead set middle. I'm gonna start my PCI. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know what he's gonna throw. Boom. I can beat it to the ball. Kind of see that what I'm doing here? You don't want to get too far inside, because then you can't react to stuff in the middle. It's a mental game. See, now I'm just gonna swing like I normally would. I'll just kind of think out loud what I'm thinking. So sometimes I like to take first pitch. That was a good pitch to swing at. Okay, so now he's got to set up a 1. Kind of see here. Okay, 1-1. Can I actually put that up as a scenario? So now we got guys in the field. You can actually see the count, and you can see all that good stuff. See, ball 1. Doing with his pitches. Is he throwing a certain pitch in a certain location? Is he trying to get me out in front of something? Is he trying to make me lag on a fastball? Pick up those tendencies, and it'll help you out so much. Like, that's a bad swing, but it's Minute Maid, so it's a home run. Change things up. Feel free to pick different starting points depending on if you're facing a righty or a lefty. But that's really the gist of it. I'll kind of show you all what to do here. For camera angles, I know this is going to get brought up. I personally use strike zone, or what is also known as strike zone 1. Some people like 2, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's a little bit more zoomed out. See how you can tell how more zoomed out it is? So maybe you can pick up the ball the farther out you are. If you're kind of like that and you can see the batter or the ball coming farther away, then strike zone 2 is a great choice to hit with. Me personally, I don't like it, so strike zone 3 is not one that I would recommend. I gotta see what. Yeah, so this is like you're pretty much the umpire if you use this. Is how I look at it. You'll kind of see how I'm struggling with it because it's too far zoomed out. Strike zone high is another good one. I hear a lot of people use, where it's almost like it's strike zone, you're just back a little bit. But ultimately, I think you should stick with strike zone. But again, preference, I would say strike zone or strike zone 2 would be my go-to. The Twitch link is down below. All social media links are down below. Feel free to hit me up on any questions you may have. You can catch me live and see how I play firsthand. Sometimes I'll tell you what I'm what's going through my mind, depending on circumstances and all that good stuff. But hopefully this video helped you, and if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.